everyone, I hope you're all having a great Sunday. Just a quick thing to say, from tomorrow, which is Monday the 8th of January, I'm going to be going back to normal where it will be 2 videos a week. So the next video that you see from me after this is going to be Wednesday, then it's going to be Sunday, and they're my upload days. So if you are new, I really want to thank you for joining me over Christmas. And Wednesdays and Sundays, they're the days that I normally go live. I just thought I would do a video every day over Christmas and New Year because I've had the time to do so. So anyway, that's that. Let's talk about sustainability. So the reason for this video is actually one of you. Ray, if you are watching, Ray actually has her own YouTube channel, and I will link to her below. She's really worth watching. She's brilliant. And she emailed me and we were talking about sustainability and about, should you feel bad if you cannot or don't always buy sustainably, i.e. you're buying from fast fashion brands? And I was kind of saying, well, do you know what? That's actually a really good question, because I feel as though social media puts an unfair guilt, shame, judgment on those of us who do buy from fast fashion retailers. And I was also saying to Ray that, you know, we're in a recession, and I want to say it's kind of global. I think it's affected a lot of people. Not everyone can go out and spend £300 on one top. Not many people can do that. And so I feel like, particularly now, this element of let's be sustainable, and if you buy from Zara, you're a bad person. In a way, like, that's extreme, but you know what I mean? You're kind of frowned upon. I feel like it's unrealistic right now. So I'm going to share with you my thoughts on this topic, how I personally shop, and then I've got some points that work for me on how to be sustainable on a budget, because actually you can be sustainable and still shop from H&M. It is possible. Right, to get started, for the sake of argument, I'm going to say, when I talk about sustainable fashion, I'm going to talk about designer brands, contemporary brands, and brands like, let's say I've written some down, Matches Fashion, Farfetch, Karen Millen, Lily Silk even, RAE'S, where you might buy a cashmere jumper for £200 or £300 versus buying a imitation cashmere jumper from Zara for £30. That's really what I'm talking about. And when I talk about fast fashion, I'm talking Shein, I'm talking H&M, I'm talking Zara, those level of brands. So that's just kind of to set the scene. So how do I personally shop? Well, for me, myself, a lot of the time, because I'm into luxury and I love luxury, that's what you see me buy. And I will say I'm the kind of person where I used to do these, not necessarily on YouTube actually, going back before I was even on YouTube. I used to go into H&M and just buy bagfuls of stuff, because you either go into RAE'S and you spend £300 on one jumper, or you go into H&M and you get like 4 outfits for £300, including the accessories. Which one are you going to do? You know, particularly if you're on a budget, going and buying fast fashion is way more tempting than buying one item that needs dry cleaning, because a lot of the sustainable stuff is dry clean only. You know, it just kind of like leads on. So the way I personally shop is that I do buy sustainable for the most part, I feel. But I do also shop fast fashion. You know, I did a Primark haul a couple of weeks ago now. I did a New Look haul a couple of weeks ago now, because they are places I shop from, not Primark. Primark was my first time and I was actually quite impressed by it. I think you get what you pay for. But I do mix and match. I will wear trousers from Zara and pair it with a Dior blazer. I don't exclusively dress from designer, and I don't exclusively dress from fast fashion. I think that fast fashion can be really great for things like socks, underwear, basics. You know, I saw that you can go into Primark and for £2.50 you can buy 7 pairs of socks, and they looked really good quality, and I will be going to buy those socks because it's fantastic. So is there a shame, is there a judgment when it comes to buying fast fashion? As I've said, There is a recession, these are tough times. Not everyone can go and spend 300 quid on a jumper. Not everyone wants to, particularly, as I've said, when it's dry clean only. And a lot of these higher end brands are dry clean only. You know, you can't even chuck it in the washing machine after you've used it. And that's expensive. Particularly, I've done it before. I've bought t-shirts, not realising they're dry clean. And you want to wear a t-shirt over and over. You don't want to wear it once and be at the dry cleaners every other week because you need to have it cleaned. So sustainable, whilst it might be sustainable, because there was no like pollution, there was an eco element where the component parts to make it weren't flown across the world twice to get to the end destination. Staff were paid accordingly. Although there is that, not only is the clothing item expensive, but the upkeep of it, the maintenance of it is expensive as well. So I would say that I don't think any of us should feel bad for our personal circumstances. And when I did that Primark video, so for the most part, I actually had loads of really good comments on it from those of you who were like, I didn't know they did click and collect. The stuff you've bought looks quite cool. Lots of you saying, you know, I need to go back in there. It's been a while. I need to check out what they've got. But I did also have comments from people saying, you know, you're supporting fast fashion by doing this video. And I get it. I completely get both sides of the argument. The comments about supporting fast fashion were very few. I only saw like 2 or 3 compared to the hundreds of other comments and people kind of embracing it. But again, I think we all need to think that everyone's circumstances are completely different. So here are some of my tips on how to be sustainable on a budget. The first thing is how you keep your clothes clean. I personally avoid from fast fashion, I avoid buying white t-shirts and white blouses or shirts. Do you know why? Because I don't know what they do to that fabric or what's wrong with it, but it absorbs foundation around the neckline and you can never get it out. I don't know what's going on with it. The white shirts absorb the foundation and it doesn't matter what I do to it. I even use that, you know, the spot cleaner you can put on it that like bleaches out the stain. Nothing works and I end up getting rid of them really quite quickly. So I avoid things like that. But what I don't avoid, what I think can actually be quite a good buy, are things like sweaters or jumpers that look like they're wool, but they're actually made out of an acrylic or an acrylic mix. Why am I saying this? Okay. Wool jumpers or cashmere jumpers are fantastic. They're so warm. They are a lot better for the environment than acrylic and plastics and polyesters, and I get it. But they don't wash well. Even if you put them on a hand wash. I've got Zara jumpers that are acrylic mixes and I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because it's plastic, but you can keep putting it in the washing machine and it comes out perfect each time. Like absolutely perfect, no balling, no nothing. It comes out perfect every time. So there are certain items that I don't think are bad to buy. The other items that can also be good to buy from the likes of H&M, even Shein, you know, I've got things from Shein. I've got a dress, a houndstooth dress that I wear in the summer. And I have loads of you saying, where'd you get that from? And I'm like, it's Shein, 2017, you know, a long time ago now, it still looks fantastic. I think it depends on what you buy. When you're looking at fabrics, pick fabrics that feel quality, that feel robust. Another really good tip I would say is, you know, like a wool coat. You know that kind of feel of the wool coat, like a pea coat type material. Zara in particular do coats in that material that are not 100% wool, but they're imitation, they're trying to be. They might have 10% wool in them or less, but the rest of it's made up of other materials. Those coats, particularly when you dry clean them and you don't chuck them in the washing machine, those coats really can last. So I would say again, that's another item that's worth you buying. The other thing I would say, if you're going to buy fast fashion and not sustainable, try and buy things that are in a classic, timeless style so that it's not a trend item and so that at the end of the trend, you're not having to chuck it into landfill. Now, talking about landfill, I need to come on to the most important point. Landfill really stresses me out, whether it's the garbage that I'm chucking out each week, or whether it's clothing, never put, even if you've got an old raggedy t-shirt and it's full of holes and it's good for nothing, don't put it in landfill. Go to a textile bin. So they're those big iron containers that have the pull-out drawer, and you put the clothes in it and you push the drawer closed and it empties your clothes into the bin. Please take anything to that, whether it's stuff that you're not wearing anymore or whether it's stuff that's trashed. Take it to a textile bin, because the stuff gets recycled. And this is what I do with everything. Even if it's turned into an old rag, it goes to a textile bin. The other thing you can do is take things to charity shops. So I would say, let's say you've got an outfit or a couple of pieces that are in really good condition, saleable condition, you can't be bothered to eBay them, take them to a charity shop. This is another thing I do. Most charity shops don't like it when you put like a bin bag full of clothes on their doorstep. You have to go in and show them what it is you've got, and they decide what they want to take. But charity shops or eBay, make yourself a little bit of money, sell some stuff on eBay or Depop or whatever your chosen app is. Then 2 final points. The next thing is again to do with how you clean your clothes. Even if the label says wash at 30 degrees, wash on a cold wash. Because the fast fashion clothing, I've noticed, doesn't stand the test of time when it comes to being cleaned, but you can get more life out of it when you're cleaning on a cold wash. And I use things like, I use the Ariel, you know, the tablets, the liquid tablets that you chuck in the washing machine. I use those and everything comes out perfect. That's what I do with all of my fast fashion items. Even if it says I can wash at 30 degrees, I don't. I wash it on a cold wash. And then finally, think about shopping like pre-loved. So, or even charity shop. Pre-loved, whether it's charity shop or whether it's Vestiaire Collective or eBay or Depop or anywhere that you've gone and you found something. This can be a great way to buy an outfit for a fraction of the price, like for pence, basically, for a few pounds. Not only that, but if you're into designer stuff, I have found so many designer items on Vestiaire Collective for cheap. So I've got an Alaya skirt that cost me £120. I've got a Prada coat, wool coat, to the knee, and it cost me under £200. I've got Chanel skirts. I've got so many things that I've bought on Vestiaire Collective, and the way I do it is I type in what I want, like trousers and the brand, and I list everything price low to high. See what comes up. You would be amazed. Particularly look at things where the photo's rubbish and they've been hanging around a while because the photo's bad. You've got to use your imagination when you look at these pictures sometimes. But this is how I've got absolute amazing things for cheap. Because the person's put up a rubbish photo, the item's been hanging around, so they've reduced, and then I swoop in there and get it for a bargain price. This is what you have to do. So there are my tips on how to be sustainable, and I do just want to end by saying that I don't think anyone should feel bad, and social media can be fantastic for telling us where to buy sustainable, but I feel, and I think Ray, you were saying the same thing in a way, social media can also guilt you into thinking that you're doing the wrong thing. So thank you all for watching. Remember that the next video is going to be on Wednesday. It's not going to be tomorrow, which is Monday. We're now back to normal. So hopefully you will come and join me then. I am going to be doing a Bicester Village vlog. So if you like those, I'm hoping to do it on Wednesday. Put the video out on Wednesday. I just need to edit it first. So come back and join me either Wednesday or Sunday. It will be out sometime. Thank you so much, and I will see you hopefully on Wednesday. If you want another video, come and join me on either this one or this one. Thank you so much for watching me over Christmas, and I will see you in the next video.